So this video is going to be for you walleye guys. If you're not incorporating some sort of casting technique in your arsenal of tricks for catching big walleye, you guys really need to. This video is going to be really quick, all about casting for big walleye. And before we even get into it, let me show you one of the biggest walleyes that I've ever caught in the Saginaw Bay area, casting ripping wraps, not trolling, casting ripping wraps. Guys, this fish is absolutely giant. Check this fish catch out, and I'm going to break down for you my setup, why I use what I use, the colors I use, where I fish, all that kind of stuff. Check this fish catch out, guys. You guys are not going to miss it.
Yeah, buddy. Look at that. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, and he ate it too. He freaking ate it.
That's a 10-pound fish.
Oh, yeah. We're going to put that fish in the live well. I want to get a weight. We're going to let her go. Heck yes, guys. That is bad to the bone. We're going to get some pictures and get a weight on that fish. We will let her go for sure. That's what we're looking for. Have you caught one that big this week?
No, not close.
All right, scale's zeroed. Hopefully you guys can see that. We're going to get a weight on her. 8 pounds, almost 9 pounds. So she is right around 8 pounds. Hold on a second. Yeah, 8 pounds, 12 ounces. We'll get a measurement on her.
That size of walleye doesn't get you excited and you don't want to learn how to catch walleye that big, you guys just might as well skip this video. Guys, my name is Jay Ball, owner of Blue Jays Outdoors, and I have been casting for walleye now for the past 2 years, and it's something that we just started doing 2 years ago, and it's been an absolute game changer for us. We did as good as we did last year in the MWT series. We took 6th out of like 120 or 140 boats, and a lot of that had to do with casting. And it's just a technique that's starting to become more popular. You guys are throwing a lot of paddle tail swim jigs, rippin' wraps, jigging wraps, crankbaits, and I want to show you guys my absolute favorite way to catch walleye. And the way that I caught that walleye you guys just saw was actually on a number 7 rippin' wrap, this bad lipstick color, which is by far, hands down, my favorite color. But as far as the setup goes, it's pretty straightforward. This is a 7-foot Vendetta Abu Garcia spinning rod with the Revo SX spinning reel. You guys can see that right there. And I use this 10-pound pink Beyond braid. This is the camouflage pink braid. And I've got a link to this stuff in the description so you guys can check that stuff out. But I also use a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader, probably about, I would say, 4 foot, 4 to 4.5 foot, depending on the water clarity. It might run a little bit longer leader. But then I also use a snap as well, which you guys can see. And that's it. That's a simple setup. So 10-pound braid with a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader and a snap, and number 7 rippin' wrap. This is a 7/8 ounce weight. So this bad lipstick is by far my favorite color. My other favorite color to use is called Road Trip. So this is a brown, kind of more goby color, which is a lot of gobies in Saginaw Bay. So check out this color. That's a really good color as well. And then also too, especially in the Detroit River, I'll use this perch color. This perch color actually works really well in Saginaw Bay too. So check this perch color out, kind of more of the natural when they're looking for perch. But guys, those 3 colors are my favorite, hands down. Here is my box of rippin' wraps. You guys can see, I absolutely love throwing rippin' wraps. Hopefully you guys can see all those. But I got just a couple different color combinations. Walleye really like a wide spectrum of color. But what you want to look for is rock piles and ledges, and I know they're hard to come by in Saginaw Bay, but there are a few specific areas that have a lot of rocks, and typically anywhere from 10 to 18 foot of water, even 25. I've even casted in 30 foot of water. That fish you guys saw me catch was on a rock pile in about, I think, 14 foot of water, and that one I was vertical jigging. I was using the live imaging that we have up front, and I seen this rock pile and I dropped the rippin' wrap down. I was actually vertically jigging it and the fish hit it. But the way that you want to fish these rippin' wraps is pretty simple. Is you make long cast on these rock piles and you let the bait hit the water and you let it hit bottom, and you can watch the slack go down, and once the slack, you'll see the line drop, and then once the line goes slack, then you know you're at bottom. I'll reel down and then I'll just pulse the rod up and let it hit bottom. So basically what you're doing is you're letting that bait come off the bottom and then hit. Come off the bottom and then hit. And I'll just vibrate. You want to feel that pulse. You want to feel that lure vibrating in the water. And that's what happens, is this lure has this really nice pulse, and it pulses up and then hits the bottom. Pulses up and hits the bottom. And a lot of those times, those fish actually pin it to the bottom, similar to like a jigging Rap. If you guys have ever used jigging Raps for ice fishing or for casting, they'll pin it to the bottom, and man, when they hit it hard. But guys, hands down, this is by far my favorite way to catch walleye. I mean, I know we have to troll, right? Like trolling is a staple of the walleye industry, jigging the Detroit River as well, but I would much rather cast if I could. One other big secret that I want to let you guys know about is the lure lipstick Saginaw sauce. So you'll notice that a lot of those lures were shiny, and they actually have this wax formula on. I'm gonna leave a link to this stuff in my bio as well. But guys, adding scent to a typically non-scented bait is just going to help you key in on all of the fish's senses, right? Walleye are predatory fish, so they can feel the vibration, they can see it, and if they smell it, they can actually track that lure, and it just gives them that little bit more incentive to hit it. So I put that lure lipstick chapstick on all my hard baits, all my trolling baits as well. It works really, really well. There's a couple different flavors. You know, that's the Saginaw sauce. We've got some herring formula for steelhead and salmon. We've got some crawfish jelly for the bass fishermen. We've even got a frog jelly, a bullfrog jelly for bass fishermen as well. But guys, I really wanted to kind of expose you to the importance of trying different techniques and incorporating casting into your walleye strategies, especially fishing the Saginaw Bay. I know there's a lot of grass out here, there's a lot of mud out here, but if you can find those rock piles, you definitely want to try to throw some sort of rippin Rap, even like a blade bait. Blade baits work really good as well. I just have a ton of confidence in these rippin Raps, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of content. Let me know if you want me to continue to break down different walleye techniques for catching these walleye in Saginaw Bay. I'm not an expert when it comes to walleye fishing. I have learned a lot from my buddy Mark from Team Short Shank. He's taught me a ton of stuff, so I want to share this stuff with you guys if you're interested. If not, hey, that's fine too. But I just want to kind of give you guys an insight as to my favorite way of catching walleye, whether it's in Saginaw Bay or if it's in, you know, northern Michigan or Detroit River. Heck, I'm sure this stuff can work all over the country too if you guys have walleye in your neck of the woods. So really hoping you guys enjoy this content. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and it really helps drive this content through the algorithm. Guys, the channel's doing really well. I can't thank you enough for your support. I really do appreciate everything. And remember, the easiest way to change your attitude is by showing gratitude. Thanks, and we'll catch you in the water next time.